Hello everyone, it's Mr. E29. Today I'm doing another manga recommendation, and this is what I'm sure many of you already know, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, commonly shortened to just JoJo, is a long-running manga in Japan. Its creator, Hirohiko Araki, is quite famous. There's actually a meme about him that he doesn't age and that he is in fact an immortal vampire. It's funny because you just see pictures of the man throughout the decades. It doesn't look like he's aged today. That's just the... Anyway, moving on. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure follows the Joestar family throughout the generations and their various battles against evil. It starts out in the 1800s with Jonathan Joestar. He is an upper-class young man whose life is turned upside down when a kid from the streets named Dio Brando comes to live with him. Dio is very antagonistic because he grew up in a very shitty life. He wants to make the most of his opportunity and actually take everything that the Joestars have for himself. I mean, initially he starts out being very antagonistic to Jonathan, taking his friends and even forcing a kiss from this girl that Jonathan likes. However, Jonathan then proceeds to beat the crap out of him when he gets angry. So he changes tactics. He decides to be friendly. He decides to be brotherly towards Jonathan. But all this time, he's got this, dark, twisted mindset in his head, and he still wants to take everything that they have. So he eventually comes up with a plan to kill Jonathan and become the sole inheritor of the Joestar estate because he's been poisoning his adoptive father, Sir George Joestar, for quite a while, to the point where he's very, very sick. So he plans on using this stone mask that the Joestars have that was revealed to release spikes into the wearer's head whenever blood becomes attached to it. He's planning on using this to kill Jonathan, making it look like an accident because Jonathan had been researching the stone mask. So Dio puts this mask on a mugger who tried to mug him as a sort of test to see how it would kill them, and it doesn't actually kill them. What it does is, after the spikes pierce the brain, it actually turns a person into a vampire. So Dio is very fascinated by this. But when he's confronted by Jonathan and the police for the things that he's done, he instead uses the stone mask on himself to become an unstoppable immortal vampire. And this kicks off everything. This one incident causes like a ripple effect throughout the entire Joestar bloodline. And it essentially forces them into the role of hero. Jonathan is forced to battle against Dio, Jonathan's grandson Joseph Joestar, who is arguably one of the most popular JoJo's. Faces off against prehistoric supermen called the Pillar Men. Jotaro Kujo, who is the half-Japanese grandson of Joseph, faces off against an extraordinarily powerful enemy from the past. Joseph's son, Josuke, who is actually younger than Jotaro because Joseph conceived him with a woman outside of wedlock when he was much older, faced off against a serial killer. There's one called Giorno Giovanna, who is... I'm not going to get into Giorno, because that would be spoiling a lot. But yeah, it just continues down throughout the generations of this family because of what happened, have unique abilities. It starts out with a ancient style of martial arts that utilizes their breathing to create energy. It's known as the Hamon, or the ripple technique. And afterwards, it moves on to manifestations of their psyches known as stands. If any of you have ever played a Persona game, like Persona 3 or Persona 5, stands are very similar to personas. So yeah, this is an extremely popular series throughout Japan and the world. It's had multiple adaptations into anime. A studio called David Productions has been doing the entire series so far. They started with part 1 called Phantom Blood, and is currently doing part 5 called Golden Wind. This manga has been referenced and parodied multiple times across multiple other mangas, particularly in shonen manga, and it has stood the test of time because Hirohiko Araki's writing and art style is just something that is very, very unique and immensely enjoyable. So I cannot recommend this enough. I would recommend starting with part 1. There are 8 parts, so if you want to catch up, you've got a long way to go, but you will really, really enjoy reading through this series. This has been Mr. E29. Remember to share this video if you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later.